Welcome. So let's just quickly talk about discrete math. I want to introduce you myself and our course and help you just get familiar with it all. So I'm going to go through what the course is about in general, some learning outcomes, myself, textbooks, grading, etc. So first off, we're going to do discrete math. Discrete doesn't mean it's secret. It actually means that it's broken up into what are called discrete structures. This is actually the critical idea of computer science is based on the foundation of discrete mathematics. My father has a PhD in computer science, and we're always talking about discrete math problems. I actually literally just had a conversation back and forth speaking. So we're going to focus on a lot of things, but that means a lot of problem solving, a lot of technical writing, actually writing things, explaining your thought process and logic, critical thinking. Huge in this class. Computations, teeny tiny. Okay, so that's not a major factor in this class. Please understand that and know that this class is gonna feel way different than anything this grade. And this might give you an idea. This is a list of the things that it says that you'll be able to do at the end of this class. Among the things, I'll just point out, like using logic. That's a couple of things here. Something called combinatorics. It's counting. That's another fancy way to say it. Recurrence relationships, graphs and trees, discrete structures such as sets, functions, relations, and sequences. Proofs. We're actually proofs. And by the way, this list isn't my own making. No, this is actually from the state of Texas. Apply algorithms to do elementary number theory. So that's stuff like modular arithmetic and so forth. So, as well as the proof statements. All right, so this is all kind of what we're going to do this semester. Now, the key topics then breaks down into logic, set theory, sequences, summations, functions and relations, combinatorics, probability, because that's based on combinatorics, and graph theory. So to help you understand, this is really what we're going to focus on, is doing all these things. And that's a lot of things. We're going to do a lot of shallow stuff, not super deep. We have future classes that go into number theory. We have a whole class on that. We have a class on combinatorics and graph theory being taught next semester. Take an advanced probability class. It'll give you there more. Set theory, we really don't have an advanced set theory class with logic, but this class really sets a really solid foundation for a lot of other things. By the way, if you've taken calculus 2, sequences, summations are in there. We deal with them totally different. So I'm just going to point that out. So a little about me. I actually am a graph theorist. My PhD is in graph theory and combinatorics, and I do research in that area. That's where I publish. All you computer science people who happen to be in the class as well, note that I publish most of my articles in computer science journals. So I am familiar with all those. I also do data science and data analysis, and use graph theory concepts even in those fields. I have been at A&M for about 5 years, and for fun, I do powerlifting. I like to lift really big things. Yeah, what else you want to know? If you want to know something else, feel free to ask. You may or may not share. One note, this class does have Calc 1 as a prerequisite. That is, again, set by the state of Texas. That's not set by us. So, do you really use calculus? Not really. But the idea is that you have worked through a more variety of problems. Your algebra base is solid because you use some algebra, so that will help you be more successful. So you should have a C or better in Calc 1, or else you shouldn't be here. So what is your book? We're going to use Discrete Mathematics Applications by EPS. This is a Cengage through WebAssign. So I don't know how this is all going to work because we're trying something new as a university with apparently your textbook is purchased for you as part of, and it's just rolled up into your payment. So you don't ever have to buy separate books. As such, my understanding is it's supposed to be the pass is supposed to send to you. I would just use the links for the books to get you for the assignments in Canvas to get you over to the book and sign up. And hopefully that will automatically get you in. If not, click on the access course materials and see if that does. And if that doesn't work, let me know. We're going to have to play with it. It's, again, this first time they're trying something new. My guess is the class they're going to have the base issues are the ones like ours with an electronic item that they're supposed to do with it. One really critical thing to talk about for this class is this 8-week class. that means we are going twice as fast. So normally it's a 16-week semester. The university is transitioning to more 8-week courses. And this is one of those courses that we are going to try to do in 8 weeks. And that means we're going to go double time. This is even faster than we would take it during the summer. This is super fast. And the 8-week model is a really good model because it lets you, hypothetically, if all of our classes went to 8 weeks, you get to take you take 2 or 3 classes in every 8 weeks and get to really focus on those courses. And then you'd switch for the next 8 weeks. I'm going to guess most of you are not doing it. You probably have some classes that are 16 weeks and some classes are 8 weeks. And that just becomes a problem. Schedule, it's something the university is still trying to figure out. But the 8-week model means that you're going to put twice as much time. This is a 3-credit class. The Carnegie standard, and this is standard across the whole US, is that for a 3-credit class, you put a total of 9 to 12 hours per week into that class, including class time. Well, we only put 3 hours of class time. So that means each week you typically put 6 to 9 hours outside of class. Well, we're going double time. Well, that means now instead of 9 to 12 per week, we're talking 18 to 24. However, we're doing hybrid versions, so there are videos up in Canvas that you are expected to watch prior to coming to class. That way, the class time is not introducing for the first time. It is working through problems, seeing what's working and what's not working, and kind of playing it from that aspect. So that means each week, if I'm being realistic, including class time, you're probably going to spend 18 or more hours. If the homework feels, and so trying to do this all in one day is like insane. Balance it out, plan some time throughout the week, and just make that work. However, there is something about our class that's also different besides the pace. We are using what's called a mastery grading system. The slide didn't turn out as I wanted. That means you're going to need to pass and show demonstration of the set of learning outcomes to earn your grade. So it's not just, did I get 70% overall? Did I get 60%? On your assignments, each problem will be based on a standard, on an outcome you're supposed to accomplish, and you'll get graded as pass or fail on each of those. So it's a binary grading system, and then we add those up to get the number. And the way it's going to end up working is we're going to take, like, these are the core standards. Like, right, the first one is I can find elements, cardinalities, subsets, and proper subsets of a set given description of symbols or words. So I'm going to give you a set or multiple sets, and then I'm asking you to do all sorts of things involving elements, cardinality, proper subsets, etc., using different set operations. And if you can fully show that, you get a pass. If not, you get to reattempt it next time. Once you pass it, you're done. You don't have to re-show it. Fair warning, concepts add up and apply to later concepts. So the sooner you get it passed off, the better. Just heads up. So how does this end up working in the grading structure? Well, those 9 core standards I showed just right here. In order to get an A, B, or C, you have to pass all 9. Not 5, not 8, 9. If you're missing 1, you're in the D category. The end. This is like writing a computer program. First thing it's going to do is going to check to see if you have core standards. If not, it boots you out and puts you in the C category. Next thing this checks if you have all the core standards is a list of supplemental standards. How many of those have you passed? So if you passed all the supplemental standards, but you haven't passed all the core standards, you're still in the D category. Hopefully you're getting the point here. You should, at the end of this class, be able to do all these things on this screen right here. The end. That's my #1 thing to get you to all do. Then I'm going to add to some supplemental ideas. I'm going to add some applications, add some more demonstrations, some more concepts, and so forth. That's supplemental. The more of those you do, the higher grade you get. Obviously 6 or 3. And all along the time, you're going to have to be doing your homework to keep up on top of that. Now, the homework, I would recommend you do all the homework. Attempt it multiple times. Get 100% on the homeworks. That way, if you ever get 100% on your homework, you set yourself up wonderfully, not only to understand the concepts, but do really, really well. So SEM gauge, which allows you to have multiple attempts, problems, really work on. So this is it. Look over that, think about it, come with any questions day one. Otherwise, we're gonna be launching into set theory day one, just gonna be honest with you. So some final suggestions: make a regular schedule each week to engage the material. Plan each week to watch videos before you come to class. To get involved in doing the homework, do it throughout the week. Don't just do it like one day a week. Doing it one day a week, the hyper focus, doesn't actually help you learn and grow. It's really useless. Doing it throughout the week is going to make this feel better. You're going to retain more and do more. Maybe you do it as an hour in the morning, an hour at night, and you do that Monday through Friday, and then, which would be 10 hours. And then on Saturday, you throw in an extra 3 to 5 hours. Yes, that's probably on the border of what I'm talking about, but I'm saying that is where you'll get to. Secondly, ask questions, both in class and out of class. This is important that you ask questions when you understand or don't understand something. The way you ask questions actually tells me a lot of information about what you know. So, and that doesn't mean I want you to stop, because that actually helps me understand how I need to adjust my teaching and so forth to help you understand. Finally, understand that failure is a part of learning. You're going to get things wrong. So rather than be paralyzed and be like, I'm not sure what to do, just do something. If you're stuck, try it. If it doesn't work out, then learn from that and do something different. This is something we do throughout our lives, and it's excellent. And last but not least, come to class. Is it required for your grade? Nope. Are you going to pass if you don't come to class? Probably not, but you could. So I'm just telling you right now, come to class. It's going to be important. I promise I'm not going to make it super boring. So let me know what questions you have day one. And otherwise, I'll see you then.